This video is prepared based on official accident reports and witness testimonies. December 27, 1991. A Scandinavian Airlines McDonnell Douglas MD-81 prepares for departure from Stockholm's Arlanda Airport on a cold winter morning. Flight SK-751, bound for Copenhagen and Warsaw, carries 129 souls into what will become one of aviation's most dramatic survival stories. Captain Stefan Rasmussen commands Dana Viking, a nearly new MD-81 that arrived from Zurich the previous evening. The aircraft sits overnight in freezing conditions with cold-soaked fuel, creating a deadly hazard invisible to ground crews and flight deck personnel. What appears as routine winter operations masks a lethal combination: clear ice formation on wing surfaces and an unknown automatic system that will turn engine problems into catastrophic failure. Within 78 seconds of takeoff, both engines will be destroyed by ice ingestion and mysterious computer intervention. This is the story of how inadequate de-icing procedures, undocumented aircraft systems, and Swedish winter weather created perfect conditions for disaster. Yet through exceptional airmanship and miraculous fortune, Captain Rasmussen will guide his crippled airliner to an impossible crash landing in a snow-covered field. The miracle at Gottröra demonstrates that survival often depends on split-second decisions when technology fails and only pilot skill stands between life and death in the forests outside Stockholm. McDonnell Douglas MD-81. Dana Viking. Registration OYKHO represents modern short-haul aviation technology. Manufactured in 1991 and delivered new to SAS just months earlier, the aircraft accumulates minimal flight hours, approximately 1,608 total, with 1,272 takeoff and landing cycles. Two Pratt & Whitney JT8D217C engines mount at the rear fuselage, characteristic of the DC-9 family design. This configuration places engines in direct line with airflow from wing surfaces, a factor that proves critical during ice ingestion scenarios. The previous evening's flight from Zurich creates dangerous conditions through a phenomenon called cold soaking. Fuel carried at cruising altitude encounters temperatures reaching -62 Celsius, chilling the wing fuel tanks far below freezing. With 2,550 kilograms remaining in each wing tank, the structure stays cold for hours after landing. Stockholm's weather presents classic winter challenges. Temperatures hovering around freezing with light precipitation transitioning between drizzle and snow. Ground temperatures measure +1 Zurich with arrival, dropping to 0 Zurich by morning departure. Perfect conditions for clear ice formation. The MD-81's integral wing fuel tanks share structure with wing skins, allowing cold-soaked fuel to maintain wing surface temperatures below ambient air levels. This temperature differential creates ideal conditions for transparent ice formation, invisible to casual inspection, but deadly when ingested into jet engines. Ground crews note ice presence during overnight inspections, but fail to communicate findings effectively. The stage is set for tragedy through environmental conditions and procedural failures. December 27, 1991 begins with routine preparations for SK-751's 0830 scheduled departure. Ground maintenance personnel conduct standard overnight inspections, discovering ice formation on wing surfaces during early morning hours. However, communication gaps prevent critical information transfer between shift changes. At 02, a technician notes clear ice presence on wing upper surfaces while clearing slush from landing gear assemblies. This observation never reaches morning departure crew members responsible for final aircraft preparation and de-icing operations. Morning inspection reveals frost coverage on wing undersides, prompting partial ice checks. Ground personnel examine portions of left wing surfaces and engine inlet areas but fail to conduct comprehensive hands-on inspection of all critical surfaces as required by SAS procedures. De-icing operations commence at 0830 using 850 liters of Type 1 de-icing fluid applied to visible surfaces. However, post-application inspection fails to detect remaining clear ice on wing upper surfaces, ice invisible to visual inspection but detectable through physical contact. SAS procedures require pilots to conduct final ice contamination checks, but Captain Rasmussen relies on ground crew assurances rather than personal verification. The flight deck bulletin clearly states pilot responsibility for ensuring ice-free surfaces through hands-on inspection. Unknown to crew members, clear ice remains bonded to wing upper surfaces despite de-icing operations. This transparent contamination will break free during rotation and climb out, creating projectiles aimed directly at rear-mounted engines. The aircraft receives clearance for taxi and takeoff with deadly ice contamination undetected by multiple inspection opportunities. At 0847 local time, Flight SK-751 begins takeoff roll on Stockholm-Arlanda's runway. The MD-81 accelerates normally through initial phases with no indication of impending disaster. Captain Rasmussen conducts standard rotation technique as airspeed reaches V1 and VR velocities. During liftoff, clear ice breaks free from wing upper surfaces as aerodynamic forces overcome adhesion bonds. Large chunks of transparent ice hurtle directly into both rear-mounted JT-8D engines, striking fan blades at high rotational speeds with devastating impact. Captain Rasmussen hears abnormal sounds immediately after rotation but cannot identify the source. Cockpit voice recorders capture low humming noises as ice impacts deform engine fan blades, disrupting carefully designed airflow patterns into compressor sections. 25 seconds after takeoff, the right engine begins surging as damaged fan blades create unstable airflow conditions. Compressor stall cycles begin repeating as Captain Rasmussen reduces thrust slightly, attempting to clear the malfunction through standard procedures. However, an unknown system immediately counteracts thrust reduction commands. The automatic thrust restoration system, undocumented in SAS training materials, increases power to both engines upon detecting asymmetric conditions and reduced climb performance. Neither SAS personnel nor flight crews know of ATR's existence despite the system being standard equipment since 1983. McDonnell Douglas references the system only in noise abatement procedure sections unused by SAS operations. ATR's intervention prevents engine recovery, maintaining high power settings that exacerbate surge conditions and accelerate engine destruction through repeated stress cycles. Before continuing this incredible survival story, please subscribe to Through the Pilot's Eyes for detailed aviation analysis. Your support helps us research these critical safety lessons. Now back to SK751's deteriorating situation. Engine surging continues despite Captain Rasmussen's throttle reduction attempts as ATR automatically restores power settings. The damaged right engine experiences repeated compressor stalls, creating violent vibrations throughout the aircraft structure. 51 seconds after the initial surge cycle begins, the right engine loses all thrust capability. Internal damage from ice ingestion and prolonged surge conditions destroys compressor stages and disrupts combustion processes beyond recovery. 13 seconds later, at 65 seconds total flight time, the left engine begins identical surge patterns. Ice ingestion affects both engines simultaneously, but staggered failure timing creates brief asymmetric thrust conditions before complete power loss. Captain Rasmussen recognizes engine failure symptoms but remains unaware of ATR system intervention preventing normal recovery procedures. Every thrust reduction command meets automatic restoration, maintaining destructive power levels. At 76 and 78 seconds respectively, both engines fail completely as internal damage progresses beyond sustainable limits. The MD-81 transforms from powered aircraft into glider at 3,220 feet altitude over Swedish forests. SAS Captain Per Holmberg, traveling as passenger, recognizes crisis severity and rushes forward to assist flight crew. His additional experience proves invaluable during critical decision-making phases. Captain Rasmussen immediately pitches nose down, converting altitude to airspeed for maximum glide distance. Standard engine restart procedures begin, but damaged engines cannot respond to restart attempts. With both engines failed and restart attempts unsuccessful, Flight SK751 descends rapidly through Swedish winter clouds. Captain Rasmussen maintains optimal glide speed while scanning for suitable emergency landing areas in heavily forested terrain. Air traffic control clears immediate return to Arlanda, but altitude and distance calculations prove impossible for dead-stick approach. The crew faces reality. They must find alternative landing site within gliding range or face certain catastrophe. Swedish forests stretch endlessly below with minimal clear areas suitable for aircraft operations. Stockholm's winter landscape offers few options: frozen lakes, small fields, or industrial areas, none designed for commercial aircraft emergency landings. At 890 feet altitude, the MD-81 breaks through cloud cover, revealing terrain details for final approach decisions. Captain Rasmussen spots an open field near Gottrada, approximately 15 kilometers from Stockholm, the only viable option within gliding distance. Captain Per Holmberg assists with flap extension and landing configuration, while flight crews coordinate final approach procedures. Emergency checklist items proceed rapidly as available altitude decreases toward mandatory landing commitment. Stockholm Control receives notification of imminent crash landing as the crew configures for field approach. Landing gear extends normally despite hydraulic system concerns, providing conventional landing configuration for unconventional circumstances. The selected field appears adequate for emergency landing, though surrounded by tall pine trees requiring precise approach path management. Captain Rasmussen commits to field approach as final option for survival. Navigation toward the field requires careful energy management to avoid undershooting into forests while maintaining sufficient airspeed for control authority during final approach phase. Captain Rasmussen begins final approach to the snow-covered field at Gottröra, fighting to maintain precise glide path through surrounding pine trees. The MD-81 descends at 121 knots faster than normal landing speed but necessary for adequate control authority. Approach path requires threading between tall trees that create natural corridor toward the open field. Any deviation left or right means certain collision with forest obstacles, while undershooting guarantees impact with tree trunks. During final descent, the aircraft clips treetops as Captain Rasmussen maintains minimum safe airspeed. Major portions of the right wing tear away as tree contact occurs, destroying structural integrity but not preventing forward progress. The MD-81 impacts sloping terrain tail first as designed landing gear absorbs initial shock loads. However, the severe impact forces exceed structural limits as the aircraft strikes frozen ground at significant velocity. Fuselage breaks into 3 distinct sections during ground contact and subsequent sliding motion. The break occurs behind cockpit area, at wing attachment points, and aft passenger compartment, following predictable stress concentration areas. Ground slide continues approximately 110 meters across snow-covered field before momentum dissipates completely. Despite structural failure, passenger compartment integrity remains largely intact, preventing immediate fatalities. Remarkably, no post-crash fire erupts despite fuel spillage and structural damage. Cold weather conditions and rapid emergency response prevent ignition sources from creating additional hazards. All 129 people aboard survived the impact, though 25 sustain injuries ranging from minor to serious. One passenger receives disabling back injury, but no fatalities occur despite catastrophic structural failure. Within moments of impact cessation, survivors begin evacuating through fuselage breaks created by ground impact. The aircraft's structural failure actually facilitates escape by providing multiple exit points beyond normal door locations. Captain Rasmussen and first officer remain conscious and assist passenger evacuation despite their own injuries. Flight attendants coordinate emergency procedures while dealing with structural damage and winter weather exposure. Most passengers exit independently through available openings, demonstrating remarkable composure given the traumatic circumstances. Emergency response training proves effective as crew members guide evacuation despite non-standard aircraft configuration. Swedish emergency services respond rapidly to crash notification, arriving within minutes of impact completion. Rescue personnel find organized evacuation already underway with minimal panic among survivors. Medical teams treat 25 injured passengers and crew members, with most injuries resulting from impact forces rather than fire or smoke exposure. The absence of post-crash fire eliminates major survival threats. Captain Per Holmberg's assistance during flight emergency receives recognition for contributing to successful outcome. His aviation experience and calm demeanor help flight crew manage unprecedented emergency procedures. Investigation teams arrive quickly to secure crash site and begin evidence preservation. The intact cockpit voice recorder and flight data recorder provide crucial information for understanding failure sequence. Media coverage begins immediately, with Miracle at Gottröra becoming synonymous with survival against impossible odds through exceptional piloting skill. Weather conditions complicate rescue operations but also prevent fire hazards through freezing temperatures and snow cover, providing natural fire suppression. The Swedish Board of Accident Investigation determines that ice ingestion caused both engine failures, but discovers shocking inadequacies in SAS procedures and aircraft system documentation. Clear ice detection methods prove insufficient for preventing dangerous accumulation. Investigators uncover the existence of automatic thrust restoration system, unknown to SAS personnel despite being standard equipment since 1983. ATR's undocumented intervention prevented normal engine surge recovery and accelerated destruction. McDonnell Douglas had issued multiple all-operators letters regarding clear ice problems since 1985, including detailed information about detection procedures developed by Finnair. SAS attended manufacturer conferences addressing ice formation but failed to implement adequate solutions. Cold soaking phenomenon analysis reveals how Zurich fuel creates temperature conditions ideal for clear ice formation. Wing integral fuel tanks maintain below freezing temperatures hours after landing, creating invisible hazard. Engine examination shows classic ice ingestion damage patterns, deformed fan blades, compressor stage damage, and surge-induced internal failures. Both JT-8D engines sustain destruction beyond repair despite being nearly new power plants. SAS procedures require physical hand contact for clear ice detection, but ground personnel and pilots fail to conduct comprehensive inspections. Communication breakdowns between shifts prevent critical ice observations from reaching departure personnel. The investigation reveals systemic failures across multiple areas, inadequate procedures, insufficient training, undocumented systems, and communication gaps. 27 separate findings address various contributing factors. Post-accident modifications include enhanced clear ice detection training, improved communication protocols, and ATR system documentation for crew awareness. Thank you for following this remarkable survival story with Through the Pilot's Eyes. Please subscribe for comprehensive analysis of aviation's greatest challenges and miraculous recoveries. The Gotthardera crash transforms winter operations procedures throughout commercial aviation. Clear ice detection becomes mandatory training topic with hands-on inspection requirements clearly defined for all personnel involved in winter operations. Automatic thrust restoration system receives proper documentation and crew training following accident investigation findings. Aircraft manufacturers implement improved system transparency to prevent unknown automation from interfering with emergency procedures. Captain Stefan Rasmussen's exceptional airmanship saves 129 lives through textbook emergency procedures under impossible circumstances. However, psychological trauma from the incident ends his flying career as he cannot overcome simulator retraining anxiety. The MD-81's structural integrity during crash landing demonstrates excellent design characteristics for survival scenarios. Despite breaking into 3 pieces, passenger compartment protection prevents fatalities through energy absorption and controlled failure. SS implements comprehensive winter operations overhaul including enhanced de-icing procedures, improved ice detection training, and better communication protocols between maintenance shifts and flight operations. Modern clear ice detection includes infrared technology, tactile inspection requirements, and enhanced meteorological analysis for identifying conditions conducive to transparent ice formation. The accident becomes case study material for crew resource management training, demonstrating how passenger aviation expertise can assist flight crews during emergencies when properly coordinated. All 129 survivors returned safely home, testament to engineering design, pilot skill, and favorable circumstances combining to overcome multiple system failures in Swedish winter conditions.